On to my kitchen. Hey, I'm going to be real quick about this. It's Friday night. I just got home from work a little while ago, took a nice walk with the beeps, and prepping for a nice show for tomorrow on Saturday. We'll be in the kitchen. But there's one thing we need to do tonight before we start the show in the morning, so let's get it done. Got some nice dried pinto beans here, alright? Let's bring them over to the marble. Just going to take these pinto beans, pop them in this bowl here, cover them with some cool water. Cover them by a couple inches, they're going to expand. And that's it, we're going to let them soak overnight. See you all on Saturday morning. Alright y'all, it's Saturday. We soaked our beans overnight. They've expanded. And now, pardon my huffing and puffing, it's Saturday, it's a little after 1. It's October, mid-October. I've always said May is my favorite month in the valley. October is easily my second favorite month. It's time to start putting gardens to bed, tidying up the yard and garage for the winter. I ran the generator 20 minutes beginning of every month. It's time to start battening down the hatches and getting ready for winter. You know, winter, that's the time when you get the snow, you get blizzards, and every time there's a blizzard on the national news, that's the time when all your friends down in Florida start posting memes on their social media of, you know, them on the beach, sunshine, surfing, and all of that. Bring it. I wouldn't trade these seasons for the world. And I don't know, for some reason when hurricane season comes and people's houses down there are getting flattening and blown away, I never felt the desire or need to post the beautiful autumn leaves and sneer or anything like that. But let's drain our pinto beans. You don't need to see my sink right now. I'll just drain them off. Matter of fact, you don't want to see my sink right now. Alright, so got the water drained off. Let's move over to the stove and get the next step moving. Okay, drained off these pinto beans. Let's pop them in this pot. Cover them with some cool water. Cover them by about 1 inch. Okay, that's about 2 inches, that's fine. Pop the heat on, and we're going to bring these to a nice boil. And let them boil about 5-10 minutes. Here's the thing. Quick tip, quick tip. You always hear, you know, there's the memes since we were kids, all those silly songs and stuff about beans, you know, making you gassy and all of that. Similar to what I said about calamari being rubbery. You're probably not preparing them right, not cooking them properly. They shouldn't give you gas. That's what the overnight soak is. You want to release that phytic acid, alright? So you overnight soak, you drain them off, and now we're going to bring them to a good hard boil for about 5-10 minutes. We want those phytates out of these beans as much as possible. So we'll be back when these start to boil. Alright, we got a nice boil going. You can see that. I'm going to turn the heat down a little. Skim off a bunch of this sludge, and that contains impurities, you name it. So get that off. Now I'm going to pop in 1 onion, or half an onion I should say, cut into quarters, skin and all. Get our aromatics in there. Some celery. I rinsed it. Washed it, just break it up. A carrot, same thing. A couple of pieces. Your basic aromatics. Pop in a couple of bay leaf. And give this a little stir. And I'm going to let it simmer low, uncovered, Or sometimes, since I'm going out to mow the lawns, I'll put a cover on, but I'll leave it like so, let some of the steam out. But this way it won't evaporate quite as fast as it would on cover. And I'll come back in and check it. But now I can go out and mow the lawns. I'll set the old clock for 1 hour. And out to mow the lawns. See you all in an hour. All right, 1 hour. Now, full disclosure, FYI, I did come in here at about 18 minutes left and added a little more water. You want to keep an eye on your water. Got a little low. First thing I like to do, pull out the veg, as much of it as I can initially, because I'm going to dump these. My bay leaf. Onion starts to fall apart, but you get out as many pieces as you can. And then what I'm going to do is drain these. Let's move over here. But the key is, I want to save that bean cooking liquid, okay? That's going to come in handy. The first soaking liquid you just toss, or you know, it's great for watering your house plants, but you're not going to cook with that because again, that was basically soaking out a lot of phytic acid. Great to water with though. Okay, get your bay leaf out. Get as much veg out as you can. You don't have to get it all out because here's what we're going to do. If I were eating these as beans, rice and beans or something, they would be al dente. These are soft and mushy. Kept it from you till now. We're going to make refrito, okay? Refried beans. So they're nice and soft, they're real mushy. And now, come on over to the board with me. You here at the board, I've got more of that onion I cut. Remember I put the 2 big pieces in right with the beans whole? I have a little sweet green bell pepper from the market. And then, look at this. I went out to the garden. We'll be going out there together. I had pretty much cleared off all the pepper plants. If you remember a few episodes ago, we pickled them. We did the quick pickle. But I had a couple of these little late season holdover jalapenos. Let's get those in for a little kick. Perfect size, perfect amount. One's red and ripe, which adds a little sweetness too, and the other one's green. And then a couple of garlic cloves, which I smashed a few minutes ago. Remember, we want to activate those components to get our health promoting allicin. So those have been smashed about 10 minutes ago. Now I'll chop them up. And now let's get over to the stove and start cooking our refritos. My nice big wok style deep round-sided pot on, which is perfect for cooking these beans. And you'll see why when we start smashing them into the refritos. Be generous with my extra virgin olive oil. They'll soak it up nice. Starting to warm up. Let me start with my onion, green bell pepper. Still cool, so no big sizzle, but it'll come up. Let's get the jalapeno in. You want to wait on the garlic so you don't burn it. You want to get a little, let the onion and pepper release some juice first for the garlic to sort of bathe in. Okay, here comes the sizzle. Sofrito. Now, let me explain something here. We added the whole aromatics, the whole onion, the whole celery, the carrot, and then pulled them out. For instance, when the Cubans cook black beans, they'll just put the beans in the pot with their liquid. They'll put this chopped veg in right with the beans, let that all boil away, and that's the dish. Nothing comes out. I like to do both. I just think you just keep pumping layers of flavor in there. You know, you'll see a lot of recipes to cook beans, soak them, and then just cover them with fresh water and cook them. You don't even put anything in them. But I like to add that flavor at the simmering point. So now they're flavored cooked boiled beans, and now we're doing our sofrito. So every stage along the way you get a punch of flavor. Now I can add my garlic. That's sizzling away. You never want to burn that garlic. It gets bitter right away. Ah, smells incredible in here. Onion, garlic, sweet pepper, jalapeno. Alright, we got a nice sizzle going on our veg. They're getting translucent. Let's pop our beans in. These are already super soft. Smells incredible. Now, here's where the bean liquid comes in handy. You know, stock's good too, chicken stock, vegetable stock, but particularly if you want to be vegetarian about it or whatever, add back that bean stock that they cooked in. Now let's flavor this up. For me, cumin is essential. And this is an eyeball thing for me. A little bit of salt. I'm going easy on the salt. First of all, we should probably all reduce our salt intake. But you need a little bit to bring out that flavor of the beans. Some dried oregano. This is Sicilian. You could use the Mexican oregano. That's what I have on my counter. I got this beautiful, again, Todd Cheeks bourbon smoked chili powder. I add a pinch of that. A little goes a long way with this stuff. I crack my black pepper and everything that goes on this stove and off the stove. So there we go. I got cumin, black pepper, salt, a little bourbon chili powder, and the dried oregano. Here's something I learned from Ming Tsai, my cousin Larry's squash playing pal. Taste the liquid. That liquid is going to give the best indication of what the final dish is going to taste like. So you can adjust from there. Maybe you could use a little bit more salt, but again, that's always best to adjust at the end as things cook down. If you need to salt it at the end, you never want to over salt in the beginning, because then it's just going to concentrate and be way too salty when you're done. So that's got a nice flavor for now. I'm going to let this come to a semi-boil. You can see those bubbles starting. And now I'm going to lower my heat, and I'm just going to let that simmer uncovered until that liquid more or less evaporates away. Remember, we're making refried beans here. So I'm back out to the lawnmower, people. I'll see you when these beans are ready to smash. Wow, nick of time. Just got all the lawns mowed. 4:15. Beans are still going. It's getting dark out there. The wind's kicked up. It's going to start raining like crazy. Let's rush out to the garden and get a few things. I hear the rain now. Let's hurry up. Too late, man. Just as I was saying that, the sky opened up. So I couldn't chance bringing the camera. But for you guys that went out there and dodged the downpour, winds are kicking up too. I'm glad I took that second tree down back in the spring. Went out and got this Swiss chard and some nice fresh cilantro. So let me dry myself off, and then we'll take a look at these beans. They're looking real good. Oh man, do I feel better. Hot shower, cool rinse. Got that 4-day scrub off my face. And the best part is, all the lawns are mowed just before the sky opened up. Tomorrow, Sunday, was going to be my mowing day, because today was supposed to rain all day. When I saw that sun, I'm like, get her done. Alright, let's get back over to the stove. Things are looking good. Let me show you what's going on. In the back here I got that Swiss chard that I pulled while the rain was pouring down. Just got it sauteing just like you would do spinach. Extra virgin olive oil, some garlic, a couple of grains of salt, some black pepper, and I'll just put in a couple of drops of lemon juice. Get these pits out. There we go. Just a touch of lemon. I did add just a little bit of water to cook it down with. Now beans are going good. They're soft. They're real mushy. Let's get on those. And I love this spoon for this. Like I said, now you see why I like this rounded wok style pan, because I take this metal rounded spoon and I just start smashing. And here's how we're going to get those refritos. Most of that liquid cooked out. There's still a little in there, but now as we smash them, the smashed inner part of the bean can soak up even more liquid. I'm telling you, man, I tasted these just before I started smashing them. They are tasty. I mean, I love refried beans so much, I buy the canned ones, but nothing like this. And you got to read your labels. Those are filled, a lot of those brands are filled just jam-packed with sodium. Some have MSG. So there's a couple of brands that are tolerable. My Ecuadorian friend turned me on to them. But you got to read the labels. We'll be reading the label here in a minute, because all of this is to celebrate one special thing, which we'll get to very shortly. I think we need to give these a taste. I'm going to continue smashing off camera, but let me see what they taste like. As I said, nothing like them in the can. Soak those dried beans, cook them with your vegetables till they're soft, drain them, save that bean water, saute off some nice sofrito, add them back, add the bean water, spices, herbs, can't be beat. I'll finish smashing up. The chard's just about done. Let's go over to the board and make ourselves a little snack. Okay, what are we going to do with these refritos? And that little bit of Swiss chard, fresh pulled. I told you we're celebrating something special. There's a new, well, it's not new, but I just discovered it within the past, I don't know, month and a half near work. Nice little Mexican bodega, little grocery store, Mercadito. It's a little grocery, bakery, and they got the most killer food I've had in a while. Tacos, the tortas, the Mexican rolls that they make the tortas on, you can't find anywhere else. I haven't tried the burrito yet, but I've heard about them. So I've been getting lunch there once in a blue, and there was a girl online, and they got about 6 different brands of tostada, right? Just piled up on the grocery shelves, and this girl was buying one, and I said to her, you know, is that the one you like out of all of them? She goes, yeah, these are pretty good. And I trusted her, right? So this is the brand I bought based on her recommendation. Calidad Caseras de Milagro, pardon my awful Spanish, tostadas. 100% natural, gluten-free, no preservatives, and as I said before, you got to read labels. I don't care if it's your pet food, your food. So the first thing I did, she told me she liked this one. Let's look at the ingredients. Stone ground corn, corn oil, less than 2% of the following: sea salt and lime. Duh, I'll go for that. Basically 2 ingredients. Let me find a piece that broke. I mean, these things are unbelievable, just as a snack. They're crunchy, jam-packed with corn flavor. They're fantastic. So, you could do millions of things with these tostadas. Let me show you what I'm going to do tonight. Over to the board. Okay, these are done. These are hard, they're crispy. It's not like the soft corn tortillas where you want to fry them in oil or anything. I want them just like this. And I'm going to start with a spoonful of my refritos on each tostada. Spread it out. Okay, now on top of this, there's any number of things you could do that would be traditional. You could put like taco meat, ground meat. You could put shrimp. But tonight, I'm just going with this little bit of Swiss chard. Sauteed off an extra, oh, it smells incredible. Sauteed off with the garlic, an extra virgin olive oil. And let's make sure we get all that oil on there. Garlic infused. Right? Let's garnish this up. I got some chopped Roma tomato. A little chopped ripe avocado. A little Mexican queso fresco, right? I also like just melting good old sharp cheddar on these, or I had a couple the other night with some jalapeno jack cheese. And then to top it off, that fresh cilantro that I pulled during the rainstorm. And the tops, I planted this late season. I seeded it, and I didn't think it was going to pop. And I got some nice healthy plants out there now, and they thrive in this cool weather. Even the flower, it's flowering a little, those little white flowers. Love them. Sorry all you cilantro soap people. I love it. All right, nice little snack, or in my case, supper tonight. Little Tabasco. Let's give them a shot. Now, these tostadas are not only delicious, unlike those old El Paso taco shells you buy that fall crumble like sawdust in your hand, these things hold up. Oh man, they don't fall apart. The refrito pinto beans with the Swiss chard sauteed in garlic. What a combination. Total veg meal. I mean, trust me, a little taco meat on top wouldn't be a bummer. But this is fantastic. I put two because they fit on the plate nicely. Trust me, 10 to 1 I'm going to have a third one before the night's over. Thanks for coming to my kitchen. We'll see you for the next episode. Get some good tostadas. Keep them in your pantry. You can't go wrong. Smelt a little cheese on them. Snackola.